For years, the Sidemen Among Us lobbies have been a chaotic battlefield of accusations, betrayals, and legendary moments. But hidden beneath the screaming matches and dramatic reveals lies a statistical truth so shocking it rewrites everything we know about the game. One player doesn't just win more often, he dominates the very fabric of the game.
His name is Simon, also known as Miniminter. Today, we're leaving the memes behind.
Using hard data from 358 games, 116 videos, and over 6,700 mentions, we're going to prove, beyond any doubt, why Simon is statistically unbeatable. Let's start with the single most important number in any competitive game, the win rate. Over 358 games, Simon's overall win rate sits at a staggering 52.51%. That means he wins more than he loses in a game where, theoretically, the odds are often stacked against any single player.
But that's just the surface. The real story is in the split.
As a crewmate, Simon wins 50.92% of the time, already impressive.
But as the imposter? That's where the legend is born.
Simon's imposter win rate is an almost unbelievable 74.58%. Nearly 3 out of every 4 times he gets the knife, he leads his team to victory.
This isn't luck. This is systematic dominance.
To understand how absurd Simon's imposter win rate is, we have to compare it to the rest of the lobby.
Look at this.
Vic, often considered a top-tier player, has a strong 58.97%. Lazar Beam is at 56.25%. But then we drop to Harry at 47.17%, KSI at 46.84%, and Deji at 35.42%.
Simon isn't just better, he's in a completely different league. His 74.58% is a 15 to 25 percentage point lead over some of the most recognizable gamers on the planet. When Simon is the imposter, the game is already tilted in his favor before it even begins. So how does he do it? The first clue is aggression.
Simon averages 2.41 kills per game as imposter.
That's a high-pressure, high-elimination style that creates chaos and shortens the clock for the crew. But aggression alone gets you caught. The second stat reveals his survival instinct, a kill-to-death ratio, or KDR, of 0.9. This is crucial.
In many games, a high KDR is king. But in Among Us, a KDR near 1.0 is often a sign of an imposter who gets caught after their kills. Simon's 0.9 is the sweet spot. It shows he kills efficiently but also survives long enough to manipulate the endgame. He's not just a killer, he's a finisher.
Let's zoom back out to overall win rate. This is the ultimate measure of consistency across all roles. And again, Simon stands alone.
At 52.51%, he's the only player in the analyzed dataset to break the 52% barrier. Vic is a close and formidable second at 50.13%. Then we see Lazar Beam at 47.48%, Toby at 44.89%, Harry at 43.86%, KSA at 42.58%, and Deji at 40.86%. Simon's lead, while smaller here than an imposter rate, is still definitive.
He isn't a one-roll wonder.
He wins consistently, no matter what card he's dealt.
The data proves Simon wins. But to be unbeatable, you must control the game's narrative.
This is where the psychological warfare begins.
Our analysis tracked emotional context in over 6,700 mentions of Simon. The most common category? Accusation, with 1482 instances.
Simon is the center of the discussion, the prime suspect.
But look at defense, only 101 instances. He's accused relentlessly but rarely needs to defend himself frantically. Why? Because the next largest category is strategy, at 621 instances. While others are driven by frustration or shock, Simon's mentions are disproportionately tied to calculated plays. He steers the conversation towards strategy, even when he's the target. You can hear this in the chaos. The lobby is in an uproar, bodies are found,
and amidst the noise, a clear, strategic callout cuts through.
Control also means knowing your rivals.
Simon's name is most frequently linked with Josh, or Zerka, in the data, a whopping 326 mentions.
This is the key rivalry, the strategic foil.
KSI is next at 227, and Harry at 180. These aren't just random arguments, they're repeated, data-confirmed battle lines.
By being the constant in these rivalries, Simon ensures the game's social dynamics revolve around him.
He becomes the axis everyone else orbits, making him predictable to himself and unpredictable to others.
Another factor in his unbeatable status?
Versatility. The Sidemen often use custom roles, and Simon has played them all. He's been Sheriff 33 times, Jester 31 times, Engineer 20 times, and a host of other power roles like Cannibal, Puppet Master, and even Thanos.
With 526 recorded instances of being accused, he's experienced every possible angle of suspicion.
This vast experience across roles means there's no scenario he hasn't seen, no accusation he hasn't faced, and no strategy he can't counter.
He's adapted to the entire meta.
This experience breeds a chilling calm. Even when he's dead, his name dictates the flow of the game.
Listen to this.
Who was on the right 'cause Simon died? His death isn't just an event, it's a timestamp, a reference point that the entire lobby uses to orient themselves.
He's so central to the game's logic that his corpse becomes a strategic waypoint.
This is the final piece of the unbeatable puzzle. It's not just high win rates, aggressive kills, or strategic talk.
It's narrative dominance. Simon has woven himself into the fundamental grammar of Sidemen Among Us.
To beat him, you wouldn't just need to outplay him in one game. You'd need to rewrite 2 years of psychological data, rivalry patterns, and lobby-wide habits.
So, is Simon unbeatable? The data screams yes.
He holds the highest overall win rate at 52.51%. He possesses a monstrous, lobby-leading imposter win rate of 74.58%. He controls the social flow, centering accusations and strategy around himself. He has the experience across every role. While players like Vic and Lazar Beam come impressively close in certain metrics, no one combines all these traits into a single, statistically dominant package like Simon.
The numbers don't lie.
In the chaotic, unpredictable world of Sidemen Among Us, Simon is the closest thing to a constant. And that makes him, according to cold, hard data, truly unbeatable.